We're live from the 313 and the 404 on another episode. It's episode 139 of the Everybody Mad Live podcast. Actually, it's a holiday edition. Happy Veterans Day to you on this Thursday, the November the 10th. Also, the 1024th day of the Biden administration, and happy National No Shave November or No Nut November, whichever one you do. I think it's Say It Lover. How you doing?
What's up? I'm Kiddy Kabeen. Leave your comments in the chat. You can join us live on the videos, the link that you see up under the screen. And we're also live right now on Facebook. We're live right now on YouTube too. So make sure that you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, man. Sam, what's going on, Detroit? What's popping in D-Town, man? Because a lot is going on down here in the A.
Oh, it's always a lot going on here. But yeah, we're getting ready for the holidays and that sort of thing. So it's just the normalcy of the holiday season, the changing of the colors and all the stuff like that. I love fall because of the colors and just the different weather. It's not as hot, which I like the hot. So this is the transition right before the cold or whatever. So just one of those days, but I'm ready to get out because I'm going on vacation next week. Actually, almost kind of for the rest of November. After next week, I'm going on vacation for the rest of November, going to Mexico, and then coming to South Carolina for Thanksgiving. I haven't had a Southern fed Thanksgiving in at least a decade, probably longer than that. So that's what I'm counting down. I ain't worried about nobody else.
I know you're not, man. Hey, everything is good down here, man. Been staying busy. You know, the SAG Strike has ended, so immediately I've been receiving like an ass audition, so that's a good thing. So I'm gonna have a super busy weekend studying. I have 3 auditions this weekend, so super excited about that. I'm gonna tell you about this Tyler Perry premiere for his documentary that I went to this past week. That was so inspiring. So yeah, man. Oh man, that was it. It was just great. But we're gonna talk more about that later on. But other than that, man, just been lifing. When people ask me what you've been doing, lifing.
Life, just trying. Either trying to make $1 out of 15 cents or just trying to survive because we got like none of us got all the money that we need to have or that we want to have and that sort of thing. So we always got to get on the grind to do that and then just to keep your head above water because we Black. We got something other and everybody mad. That's what we have the show right here. And we got some good topics today for the 139th. Can you believe we've been doing the podcast that long? That's a whole lot of time, a couple of years. But nice show set up for everybody today. We do have an update. Remember probably this is the most viral video of the year when we do a recap, but the Montgomery Riverboat Brawl. Remember that and the madness that ensued with that, and everybody was happy. That was kind of like a moment in Black history because we was all excited about like the fact that these Southern Black folk stood up to the white aggressor there. Well, now the Black co-captain has been arrested, or he's been charged with assault. So we'll talk a little bit about that story and how that materialized because we know it. At the end of the day, it still happened in the South. So we're talking a little bit about that. Plus, while we're talking about this, we just passed an election day. A lot of people had some wins, especially Black politicians. Let's focus on Black politicians because we got some new folks coming in, but we also got some Black politicians that we don't really like. They were running for office too, so we're going to update you on those as well.
No doubt. And then on the entertainment side, Keke Palmer, she's trending right now, broke out with some big news yesterday about her ex-boyfriend and how she had to take out a restraining order on him. So we're going to tell you all about that. Man. Also, Jeezy and his interview with Nia Long is trending, and we also have more entertainment news. Like I said, with Tyler Perry, also Lauryn Hill is in the mix today, Kel Mitchell, and more. Plus, we got a debate said this coming up on how you season your food and what you use to season your food. And if you season your food with certain items, does that make you a good cook or a bad cook?
That's a good conversation because we're about to head into Thanksgiving, and some people probably don't need to be participating in the cooking part because they ain't ready. Thanksgiving is one of those iconic meals of the year, and like not anybody just cooks that meal,
right?
So like you got to be ready for that. So it's an appropriate topic that we're going to have. But don't forget to like, share, or subscribe this video right here if you're on Facebook or YouTube as well. If you're on YouTube, hit that notification bell for your updates. But let's go and get started.
All right. Well, like I said, just mentioned that Montgomery Brawl is trending again after the co-captain that everybody saw fight back, that defended himself. He's actually been charged with third-degree assault. His name is Damian Pickett. And everybody's like, whoa, hold up. Now,
Right.
I know you got video of it. Let's just kind of refresh people's memory of exactly what happened and what went down.
Well, here's a little bit of the story, too.
Okay.
Months after the Montgomery Riverfront brawl, charges have been filed against the riverboat's co-captain. Online court records show Damian Pickett is charged with third-degree assault. CNN is reporting that in a new complaint. One of the original defendants, Zachary Shipman, alleges he was not attempting to fight Pickett, all during an argument over a dockside parking spot. Shipman says he was only defending himself and suffered a bruised cheekbone after Pickett punched him in the face. That altercation quickly grew to an all-out brawl, all captured on video, igniting a social media firestorm. Shipman was previously charged with assaulting Pickett and is scheduled to go on trial later this month. He has pled not guilty. Pickett has not yet entered a plea.
So it sounds like the guy. So it's a whole separate guy that's charging him, or that filed charges against the black guy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's because it seemed like he was. And I'm about to bring up the video to play in the background, so we got a little bit of the B-roll playing or whatever. But it seems to me, from the video that we all saw together that the co-captain, which is the guy you mentioned, Damian, he was not the one that landed the first shot, even through the first punch.
Right.
He seemed like he was just doing his job, like everyone was saying. There he is now, just doing his job, and trying to explain to them that they have this huge monster of a boat that needs to come in and go right there. You see right there, there's the first hit. Threw up the hat, and then there's another hit.
Well, I just feel like said he was defending himself, so I don't understand why are they charging him. They need to be. Well, I know they charged the other guys, the white guys in this situation right here, but how was he caught up when he was defending himself? But again,
that's what I'm trying to figure out.
It is Alabama. You know what I'm saying? So we all know how racist they could be in Alabama. That's why everybody was so happy that the brothers and sisters, they were fighting back. But come on, bro. It was caught on camera. I mean, what more do we need to know? Like, this dude was actually defending himself. So why would you charge him with assault?
Only in America can a black man defend himself and be charged with assault, because our defense went wasn't what they expected it to be. They expected us to lay down or take it, or not to be as formidable as an opponent when they do what they do to us. And now you see this man being charged, even though he was attacked by at least 4 or 5 people. Before people came. So like like anything that he did to me was in response to what was happening to him. So like from that point, like I'm not holding him liable for any of the things that happened, because they started with him. He tried to talk to them. He tried to do his job and get them to move their boat, but because of their liquor and maybe racism, I ain't gonna call them racist, but whatever the case may be, they didn't do what he needed them to do, and then they started that tussle with him that really materialized into an all-out brawl. And now the black man is being charged. I know the chair guy was swinging the chair. We all knew he was going to get charged. We was waiting for that. He has been charged. He's waiting for his court date or whatever. But yeah, I didn't expect this for the co-captain, because he didn't really do anything. Richard Roberts, that's the guy that the co-captain, he pressed charges against Richard Roberts. He was given a 4-month sentence. They suspended that, so he didn't have to do 4 months. He only had to do, I think he did 30 days, including weekends. So he was in jail. He has to do community service as well. So that's the guy that he filed charges against. And I think one of the white ladies, her name is Mary Todd. She was on the pontoon boat. She got charged with harassment, but she got 15 days in jail or whatever. So as of now, those are the only people who have been charged. Just those 2 people, or those people are kind of have been given their sentences. So we're still waiting on a few other cases to come up and see what will happen to everyone else or whatever. But yeah, he's going to have his day in court at some point and be arraigned for defending himself.
Wow. Well, You all make sure that you follow us on the gram at Everybody Mad Live Podcast, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube page. So we'll keep you all updated on what goes down with this right here. Now, let's move to what's going on politically in our country. And a lot of people went to the polls this past Tuesday to vote in certain elections across the country, and a lot of people did really well, and a lot of people lost. And everybody's very happy that what went down in Kentucky, because Daniel Cameron, that was the dude that was running for governor. By the way, he was the one who didn't want to charge any of the officers in Breonna Taylor's death. This dude actually took a big L, and everybody's so happy. I'm so glad, because he does not deserve to sit in his seat at all. But I think we might have his concession speech. Do we say it?
We got something even better, because he actually ran for he put this in motion back in May when he announced his candidacy to become governor, because as Secretary of State he was the third in line, or third highest position, so running for that position. So this is part of his announcement in May, and then a little bit of his announcement in or more recently with the loss.
Hey, the Trump culture of winning is alive and well in Kentucky.
6 months later.
Well, that didn't turn out exactly how I wanted it to. I promised the governor I'd be brief, so I'll be brief tonight and say thank you all.
He did say a little bit more from that. I was trying to kind of point out that, but I wanted to make sure I showed the video.
Best dressed man I know. The fact that he runs a dry cleaners might have something to do with that. But Robbie Mills, it's been an honor.
Talking so lovingly about Trump and that sort of thing, but that's my thing. It's like it's black man, dear black man, dear black man, dear black man.
Yeah, shucking and jiving and shit, man. Please.
It ain't gonna put you ahead. I don't know. It's like it's so many men like a lot of these black men in the Republican Party. Like they think that oh yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit different from what people normally expect to see from black men and that sort of thing. I'm gonna have a different sort of perspective and a different sort of like I'm not gonna be the average black man. I might even have a little eye candy on my arm that doesn't look like me or whatever. So like I'm going to be a little bit different from the traditional black man that you see. And then with that, I'm gonna get whatever I need to get. I'm gonna get elevated. They're gonna push me ahead because I am black. Like I guess my thing is like y'all don't see that they are using y'all for this. This is not for your benefit. This is not something that's going to elevate you or put you in, because he literally thought that oh yeah, I'm gonna get this governorship and then I'll be positioned to be the next black president or whatever, because he had those sort of aspirations or whatever. But at some point you got to realize you can't be sitting at the table and eating with people who don't like you.
Right.
And at the end of the day, like that's what you're doing. Like by and large, most of the people who he's in circles with, a lot of those people don't like him. And it has nothing to do with him. It has everything to do with what he looks like. Because he has a skin color closer to ours, but he's doing what he needs to do while in Kentucky trying to play the game so that he can get ahead. And now he's learning that it don't work, because black people didn't forget. Black people didn't forget. It's like you, sir, are a black man that stood by and allowed Breonna Taylor not to get any justice. You allowed those men to just do what they did to Breonna Taylor and not get any sort of reprimand and be able to keep their jobs. And you said that there was nothing further to see. Even lied about the grand jury. Lied about what the grand jury said. Like the grand jury said, you know what? Yeah, we probably need to look further into. You lied and said they didn't.
Yeah.
So this is what you get when you carry racist water and when you carry white supremacist water. Don't be shocked when you're on the losing end of the stick, because at the end of the day, like this was a system that does not look out for you as a black man, but you trying to tote the water.
Breonna Spirit came back and got him. That's what that was. That was that karma right there. Yeah, well said, Cedric. Hey, leave us your comments again, Everybody Mad Live Podcast, and also too, we would love to have you on the show with us. If you want to jump on, there is a link that said will flash up under the screen in just a few minutes. Yeah, there it is right there. So definitely want to hear from you with all the topics that we're talking about today. Let's move to New York. Said Yusef Salaam. That's one of the exonerated five. What is it? The exonerated five? I forgot what to call them.
Yeah, Central Park 5.
Central Park 5.
Yep.
The Central Park 5 was actually elected into city council in New York this past week. And do we have some video of that?
Always got video.
Hey.
Here together, not as separate individuals, but as a united force that has collectively triumphed over adversity. As a community that has chosen hope over fear. And as a movement that has embraced the power of generational change. I am deeply humbled and honored to stand before you as the newly elected city councilmen for the legendary village of Harlem.
Now that's not the one that got married to Delicious. That's
the one that was married to Delicious was the light-skinned dude in the right behind him.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But congratulations, because just imagine just all the adversity that him and his other 4 homeboys that they went through, and just to see him win that seat with city council, it feels amazing. I mean, I'm down here in Atlanta. I'm just rooting for him. It just feels real good. It warms my heart. And I'm applauding that, brother, because they've been through so much. I don't know if you all saw the documentary or not. It was not actually a documentary. It was a biopic about their lives. The Central Park 5 is called When They See Us. It was directed by Ava DuVernay. I think Oprah Winfrey had something to do with it too.
Yeah,
but anyway, you got to check it out. It's streaming right now on Netflix, and it has like a whole breakdown of exactly what happened. Yeah. So, congratulations.
I think it's so appropriate too.
Yeah. And congratulations again.
Parter. I think it's appropriate and apropos because he's in city council now. He'll be in city council, and the man that put him through so much excess grief, taking out that newspaper article and saying that they should be put to death. Donald Trump. It's so appropriate that he is in a New York City courthouse being admonished by judges because he is in a case about his illegal ramblings and his illegal corporation and that sort of thing or whatever. So it's like, I love to see that like Trump is now defending his illegality and his criminality, where you got a black man who was charged has exonerated himself, number one, but also has achieved an elected position. And I always love those stories of comeback and those sort of like just because you had a bad moment or a bad opportunity, you have to stay there.
Yeah.
Love the fact that he was able to get elevated, not just from that Central Park sort of situation, but now he's going to be leading the people there in New York City, and I think it's totally appropriate.
Absolutely. Leave your comments. Definitely want to hear from you. And then let's talk about what happened in Philly. Philly actually had a historic win. The 100th mayor of Philly is actually a woman. Her name is Sherelle Parker, and she beat out a bunch of people to become the first female mayor ever of Philly. And congratulations to her. That's just amazing. I can't believe
like us to have tough discussions about tough issues. Guess what we won't do? We won't tiptoe through the tulips.
Okay.
We don't care about the race, the class, the socioeconomic status, the zip code, the religion, the sexual orientation, the identity. No matter where we went, our message stayed the same. And guess what I learned during that time, Philadelphia? That people were yearning for authenticity. We are going to use every legal tool that is in the tool book to make this city safe.
I love it. I love it. She's a member of Delta Sigma Theta, so she's one of the lovely Soras and Crimson and Cream, whatever. Also in Philadelphia, where I know our Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, our international headquarters is in Philadelphia. So I know a lot of our brothers were involved in her campaign, and I'm excited to have her leadership leading that seat there in Philadelphia as the home of our international headquarters of Kappa. So big ups to her and all the divine love that helped her to that position there. So, but it's beautiful just seeing all that. Like, it's really history. It's history making that we're seeing these Black people doing. I love seeing it, because we've been talking about this since we started this podcast, is that like, if we want some change, we need to have some people that look like us in those seats speaking on our behalf, because that's the thing that we don't have. Like, we don't have people in these high places or in these positions kind of sharing perspectives that kind of are indicative of the life that we live, and I love to see how people now we're starting to see that a lot more. Even in Minneapolis, there's a city in Minneapolis, St. Louis, Minneapolis, actually, not the one in Minnesota, but this lady right here, her name is Nadia Mohammed. She's the new mayor, the first Black mayor of St. Louis, Minnesota. I know it's supposed to be Missouri, but it's a whole different city or whatever. But she's also Somali American. They have a lot of African immigrants in that state. So she's Somali American, similar to their congresswoman from that state as well. So she's the first Black woman mayor, or first Black person ever to be mayor of that city in Minneapolis. So I want to big up her for her outstanding sort of night, as well as this guy right here. His name is Gabe Amo. He's the first Black congressman from the state of Rhode Island. He actually worked a little bit with President Obama in his administration, worked in the Biden administration. He worked in the governor's office as well. So now he becomes a congressman starting off in January. So he'll go to the Congress and represent the great state of Rhode Island. So I just want to shout out 2 more Black folk who doing something. So everybody Black won, except Dameron Cameron.
That's right. Also, shout out to my brother Van Johnson down in Savannah, Georgia, too. He won the mayoral race.
He got reelected.
Mayoral race this past week. So congratulations to Van Johnson down in Savannah, Georgia. Really appreciate you all checking us out at Everybody Mad Live Podcast. Don't forget, like and subscribe. We're on YouTube right now live, and we're also live right now on Facebook too. All right, Sid. So we were talking about it. The holidays are coming up. I'm super excited. I love to cook Thanksgiving for Thanksgiving. I think the best thing for me to make for Thanksgiving, I love making my dressing. My dressing is so good. Like, I do really good dressing. So a lot of people do good dressing. A lot of people just love cooking for Thanksgiving. What about you? What's your favorite meal that you like to cook?
Yeah, dressing is probably a top. Dressing is probably top over mac and cheese, but I like making both of them. Greens, I like making those as well. Cabbage. So like I'm a big sides guy with
me too.
With Thanksgiving. I really don't do a whole lot of meat and protein. I do turkey, but a little small plate. But if you look at my plate, it's mostly sides. It's like every side that is available on there, and then I'm gonna come back. But my thing is like I got to be cute with it, because I don't like my food to touch. And that's such a challenge on Thanksgiving, because you want a little bit of everything and everything is available or whatever. But I hate my food touching, because I don't want my mac and cheese with greens juice. Although that might be kind of tasty and little sometimes, but sometimes I don't want my cornbread to be soaked in the greens liquor. You know what I'm saying? So
it's gotta be soaked in it though. Like cornbread with a little bit of that pot liquor.
But sometimes I like to have my cornbread with only my mac and cheese, so I don't want the greens residue. Like, I'm real picky about my food because when I want to taste greens, that's what I want to taste. Like, I don't want to taste all the extra stuff with it. So sometimes Thanksgiving is a little challenge for me or whatever. But I think the bottom line is that it's such a big meal. You got to be ready to cook, and I don't think a lot of people really know how to cook. To be honest. Well, a lot of people really don't know how to cook.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know how to cook. A lot of people think they know how to cook.
That's
but I think to learn how to cook, it takes time. It takes somebody to show you in the beginning. It starts even like as a child. Like, I remember my mom used to the first thing I learned how to cook was eggs.
Scrambled eggs.
Yeah,
that's everybody's first meal.
Eggs and cheese, and get that sliced cheese. No, actually, I'm gonna take it back with that government cheese. Oh, I used to love that government cheese. So, I mean, that was like one of the first things that I learned how to cook. Then it was Hamburger Helper. So it kind of evolved. But when we talk about cooking, everybody knows that a real good cook knows how to season their food. If you cannot season your food real good, you're not a good cook. Okay, let's just be honest. Now, the thing is, Bobby Lights from Love and Hip Hop, you all know him. He started a debate. And the debate was, if you use seasoned salt, that doesn't make you a good cook. So today we're asking the question, is that true or is that false? Because he feels like if you use it, you can't cook. And he says, let's debate. My thing is, I agree. I feel like now I will say this, we do have some seasoned salt here, but we don't use it. It's probably it's probably like 5-6 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even. It's no need to use seasoned salt. If you know how to cook real good, you're supposed to use that onion powder, garlic powder, a little salt, a little pepper, like that's just like a classic house seasoning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But seasoned salt, I do not use seasoned salt at all. First of all, it's high in sodium. That's the stuff that causes high blood pressure.
Yeah.
And black folks need to realize that. So I agree with him 110%. Like cooking with seasoned salt is a big no for me. And I know there's a couple of places around here in Atlanta that use it. I don't even go to them. If I taste seasoned salt, I'm not going to them because that's a cheat. You know what I mean? Like you're cheating.
Yeah. I think I've forgotten what even seasoned salt tastes like, because I've kind of gotten away with it from the MSG and that sort of thing. I know that was always a part of it or whatever. But I don't cook as often as I want to, because like I've changed like my diet and that sort of thing. But I want to pull up a little picture to just show you. This is not my kitchen, but it's very similar in the number of cabinets and the stove and things like that. So if you look at the side of it, so you see that it has 2 sets of doors of cabinets on both sides or whatever. So my spice cabinet, I don't have a spice rack that sits on the counter. Like I have so many spices. If you look at that left side, so you have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 panels of cabinets or 4 cabinets. One of those whole cabinets is for my spices. Like I literally have well over 30, 40 different spices in there, because to me, you can't Lowry's everything you can't Lowry's everything. Like only thing I might Lowry's is probably like some damn French fries or something like that, like basic sort of stuff or whatever. But when you're cooking like chicken and things like that, like I have a special seasoning and a rub that I like to use with chicken. When I'm using like meat or beef or whatever, like I have seasonings that kind of work a little bit better with beef or whatever, because that flavor profile is a little bit different when you're comparing red meat as opposed to like a white and a flaky meat and something lighter and stuff. Like, why are you trying to use seasoned salt on every damn thing? Like no, you can't do that. So that's why like my cabinet is so like we ain't got enough room for like regular stuff and regular food or whatever, because I have so many spices. And granted, I don't use all spices every day or whatever, but they're there for when I need them, because who knows when I'm cooking, because sometimes the way I season chicken is a hell of a lot different from the way I season fish, which is different from the way I season beef, which is different from how I do my chili, which is different from when I'm doing tacos. So like I'm like, why would you think that like seasoned salt would it like it's people think of it as like an all-purpose sort of seasoning, whatever. And that's like you don't do that. You don't know how to cook, baby.
Right. You're not a good cook. So I want to hear from people out there, because I agree with you 110%. Said like there's so many different spices that can just wake up your flavor palette. You know what I mean? Like for different kinds of food. So seasoned salt, no. And I will say the only spot that I do eat at that does have seasoned salt is Zaxby's, and they put seasoned salt on their fries.
They do.
And I'm okay with that though. I'm okay because
it's fries.
It's just French fries. I'm gonna dip them in honey mustard or ranch anyway, fat boy shit. So I mean, yeah, like, but anything else, no.
That's where I am.
Yeah. Okay. Want to hear your thoughts on this, everybody. Mad Live Podcast. Keke Palmer, said when I heard the news yesterday, I was shocked. I was on my way to acting class, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I was too. Actually, it probably was appropriate for us to skip yesterday as a show and do it today, so we can talk about this.
Yeah, I was like, this is crazy. But anyway, Keke Palmer, she actually filed requests for a domestic violence restraining order out in LA. She's alleging that this past Sunday, her ex-boyfriend, Darius, actually trespassed into her crib without her knowledge or consent. He threatened her. He physically attacked her, lunged for her neck, struck her down, threw her over the couch, stole her phone while she was trying to call the police. Now, this is the same boyfriend / baby daddy, because she did have a baby with this man. Mm-hmm. This is the same guy that had a fit about when she went to the Usher concert and she wore that sexy dress and he was tripping.
Yeah, this tweet that he posted or that he retweeted, he said, "It's the outfit though. You a mom." And she was having the time of her life with Usher, like most people have during those residencies. That was a moment right there, but
yes.
I think yeah, it was and like I know we had this conversation because we talked about this video when it came out, and I was on the side of Darius a little bit because I was saying that like when you kind of change a little bit of your status, like you're no longer just somebody's friend or sister or whatever. Like now you're someone's mother or whatever. You're someone's potential fiance and stuff like that or whatever. So because of that, like you're connected to them and they're going to feel the brunt of that feedback coming towards you or whatever. So like I was kind of understanding a little bit of what Darius was saying, like you a mom, watch what you're wearing, you got a kid now, things may shift a little bit, but I've been since educated by some Black women who have kind of pointed out that this is one of the typical red flags that you will see in men when they are problematic, when they are possibly abusive or doing things like that. This is some of the signs that kind of predate some of those physical actions. Before they start getting physical and things like that, they start wanting to police what you wear and tell you what you shouldn't do and trying to tell you of your actions and things like that. And then for a lot of women, those are red flags. I ain't see that, maybe because I'm not a woman. So I didn't see that. So that's why my comment at that time was not kind of relative to that. It was more so like, oh yeah, I understand what he's saying or whatever. But for a lot of women, that is a red flag. And like lo and behold, 3 months later, here we are in here, and we're finding out actually some very, very, very it's some unfortunate things. There were in the filing that Kiki posted. She also said that she had access to a whole lot of video. Her home obviously has surveillance in it, and she had been mentioning that there are several scenes or some times where she can actually bring you some evidence that he has been physically abusive towards me. They actually released a few pictures that we were able to get online. But this is, I don't know if you can really see it, but he is, this is allegedly the two of them together. And he's kind of towering over her a little bit.
Wow.
And then here's another picture. They're struggling. This apparently happened Sunday on the 5th of November.
Wow.
Which kind of here's another one where she's kind of on the couch a little bit or whatever. So apparently this happened this week or whatever, which led to beyond what she was trying to do earlier when they broke up. But now she just does not want to have any sort of contact with him or have him even near her because of that. So
you would think that someone like Keke Palmer wouldn't even go through something like that. I don't know if there's a couple of videos I'm gonna see if you could pull up said while I'm talking. But there's
I got a video of her mom.
Yeah, the video of her mom and what her mom has to say about this situation, because like to even know that this was going on, like, but no one said anything.
Yep, no one said anything.
Okay,
then there's
for Sharonis Jackson to post on his Twitter the ridiculous stuff that he's posted when he knew his brother was abusive. I went to Sharonis over a year ago and told him that his brother was abusive to my daughter. And he said, well, I used to be like that too. What? So now he's posting on Twitter like he's this special guy when we know he's the biggest in Hollywood. He's
So
bring that back.
But hopefully you can still hear it.
No.
wow. Look, I've never done anything like this. I've been in this business for 22 years. I've seen a lot of stuff, but this is I can't help myself.
Yeah, sorry about that with the audio. We'll post it on the on our Facebook page so you can see the video in its entirety or whatever. But it's about 30 seconds or whatever. But yeah, that was the mom having her sort of kind of feedback and thoughts about the situation. So she's known about the abuse for quite some time, apparently, and no one's, well, obviously we all didn't know about it. Some of the filing also kind of states some of what I said. This is she went on to allege there were many instances of physical violence. So what we showed you in the video or the pictures of the video were not just that. Said he has destroyed her personal property, including her diaries and throwing her belongings into the street, throwing her car keys to prevent her from driving away, hitting her in front of their son, cussing at her, threatening to kill himself with a gun if she left him, harassing him, and more. So it's a lot that she has been dealing with in this whole thing.
And what she was talking about was Darius's brother, who's an actor too. And what she was saying was, because I saw the whole clip, she was pretty much saying that Darius learned his values and how to treat women from the older brother, and the brother is abusive and treats women so disrespectful. Even like I've heard things about him even here in Atlanta, because I don't know if he's living here or not now, but I know he was shooting a TV show here. And I heard something, but I was like, nah, I don't believe it. True. And again, I'm just surprised that this has been going on, because Kiki seems like such a strong woman, and like she wouldn't even tolerate that, that kind of abuse from somebody. So but if this is, they say it's been happening for a minute, but it's like, wow, like I'm just surprised.
Yeah,
maybe she thought you could change
with him. Like that's really, I think, what surprises me is like when you have some history or some history of domestic violence and things like that are ongoing in the relationship, and then you still have a child with that person. So it's like, what? It's like that just seems to be setting itself up for like all sorts of life issues for all three of y'all.
Right. Okay. So then that was the other thing that I wanted you to check too. There's a video, if you go to Shade Room, of how Steve Harvey was actually trying to warn her about the guys that she dates. And she was saying, oh, I could just date just a good guy, as long as he's a good guy. And Steve Harvey's like, no, you need to date up. You need to date someone that's put in as much time as you put in. Like, and really, here's the reality. When you're at a certain level, and this is just for everybody in life, when you've hit a certain level, and when you have to date on your level, or you have to date someone that has as much to lose as you, right? You can't really date down, because if you date down, that person that's, on that level, they're going to drag you down. They're going to do something because they're not on their level. They're not on your level. They don't understand that you have a lot to lose, that they have a lot to lose. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, and that's the thing. Like we have this whole thing to where we want to stand 10 toes down and stuff, or whatever, or we want to make sure that we're always seen as loyal, or we don't want to be disloyal or kind of from something, like, what I'm saying? And it doesn't make sense, because like you said, like, yeah, you're like, you've been blessed with an opportunity for a reason. And not everyone gets those blessings, not everyone gets those opportunities. And the other thing is, like, those opportunities that you get to get into that position, those are fleeting. Those are not promised. Those are not permanent. You can get that taken away as quickly as possible for any reason. It could be related to you, or it could be not related to you. So it's always important. Like I think my mom used this term or whatever, and a lot of Black moms used it, but she always told me, don't be messing around and hanging around with these nothing ass niggas. And I'm like, and and I know we try not to say the N-word on that, but like I say that just for impact a little bit, or to emphasize that like we all kind of know what that means. It's not just saying black people, but like the people who are in your circle, who have nothing for themselves, ain't trying to do nothing, and just satisfied with the area of life and where they are, whatever. And then like you have certain people that you can see they're trying to do something, they're trying to elevate, they're trying to get better, they're trying to help other people out or whatever, but all that can be snatched away or kind of put off if you're in the wrong crowd.
Help from Uncle Steve. Uncle Steve is always trying to get me with the billionaire. I'm like, Uncle Steve, I don't need the billionaires. I just need some simple stuff. You know, I don't like to mix my industry business with my personal life. I'm just laying low in private, love.
Uncle Steve ain't trying to get you with no billionaire. He trying to get you with somebody that has a plan to have something. That's what I keep trying to get you to do. You can't quit bringing these.
Uncle Steve love billionaires. I'm gonna just tell y'all, he do. Anytime I see Uncle Steve out, he's like, now I got this guy. He's got a net worth of 300 zillion. And y'all can really create generations of generations
You need
of
something
zillionaires.
with somebody with something. Quit trying to give a boy your lifestyle and he ain't earned it.
Oh my God, but you know what?
You don't know how to act with it.
Start off as billionaires. I'm not a billionaire yet.
Everybody don't start off a billionaire, but you got to have a boy that's got a plan to at least be one. I'm not saying you got to be a billionaire, because hell, I ain't a billionaire.
And I've dated some real horrible billionaires, honey. They not good all the time. Sometimes they're crazy, Steve, and that's why I stopped taking your advice.
You didn't pick the one I told you to.
Steve, the billionaires
because you
are terrible.
Because you don't listen to who I tell you.
Them billionaires be having 4 and 5 and 6 other wives.
Well, you the one over there and got them. I ain't never bought you nobody like that. You gonna sit your crazy ass up here and say that?
See, he knows I'm right. He knows I'm right.
You just a lie. You're not finna sit up here.
Them billionaires. Don't believe what you hear.
Palmer, you not finna sit up here and act like I done turned you on to some bad dude. You do not listen to me.
I do.
No, you
told
don't.
me about these billionaires. I said,
no, I told you, but I didn't tell you to go get him. The hell you go get him
But he was
for?
a billionaire. He had a plan. He was just lying about it all.
But I didn't tell you to get him.
I love Keke Palmer, man. I just think that all this is going down with her right now. And unfortunately, she just had to learn the hard way. Sometimes I think, but you know how it is. She's still young. I mean, she's still in her 20s. Sometimes, when you're in your 20s, even though you don't really have the best discernment, and I think that was probably the case with her. Unfortunately, though, she's going to be tied down with this dude forever because
y'all got a kid.
They have a child together, and it's really unfortunate.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, it's sad, but yeah, I wish the best for her, and however this really materializes and work out. And I know they're working through how they're going to be able to co-parent, because they're going to have to. I know that there's a restraining order that exists right now, and some other stuff or whatever. But yeah, for the sake of everyone, they're going to have to figure it out or whatever. But that's one of those things. Is like slow down in your lifestyle and the things that you're doing, because you really got to know somebody when you're kind of delving into these sort of life-changing moments, having kids, careers, doing things like that or whatever, and having people really associated with it. Like, you got to have the right person, and in order to get the right person, you got to slow down. Like, I don't know how long they were in the relationship together, like before this or whatever, but like it seemed to be relatively short for them to have a child and that sort of thing or whatever. But I definitely am praying for her, and I wish, because I love some Keke.
Yeah, we all do. She's like everybody's little sister. So we'll follow the story as always and keep everybody updated. Don't forget to check out our Instagram page at Everybody Mad Live Podcast, and like and subscribe to our YouTube page. Hit that thumbs up button too if you're checking us out live right now. So shouts out to all the actors out there. Everybody's rejoicing in the world of entertainment because we are now able to go back to work because the SAG strike is officially over. The details, they haven't really disclosed everything yet, the terms of the agreement, but the committee said that the 3-year contract was valued at over $1 billion. $1 billion. So again, shouts out to all my acting cohorts out there. The strike is officially over, and it's time to get back to work and make some magic. Let's do art. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So super excited about that.
Yeah, this was the longest strike ever for writers and actresses. And it's been kind of because I feel like I've been watching way too much reality TV the last 6 months or whatever. So I'm excited to be able to kind of get back to some scripted programming and that sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, speaking of actors, our boy Kel Mitchell. You remember Kel Mitchell, Keenan and Kel?
Yeah.
He was taken to the hospital this past Tuesday night via the emergency room. It's unknown right now exactly what happened, what type of health scare it was, but our prayers are with Kel Mitchell. Hope that he is having a speedy recovery with whatever is going on with him. So, you never hear about him. He's like a real good dude. So don't know exactly what it was, but we'll follow the story and keep you all updated.
Yeah, he did speak out a little bit. I was trying to I don't know how to get the screen full screen. But yeah, he was just talking about how it was a serious sort of moment, unexpected. They still haven't shared what exactly it was or whatever, but he did make a comment thanking everyone for their prayers and support of him. I don't know why the video looking crazy.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, said everybody was talking about this Jeezy Nia Long interview, and first of all, I was just kind of surprised to see that. I was like, oh, Nia Long's doing interviews now? What's that all about? But I don't even know what prompted the whole conversation for them to link up, but it was juicy because he revealed some details about his situation with his his soon-to-be ex-wife, Jenny Ma. And we have a clip.
Yeah, it was an hour-long conversation. This is a little bit of that clip because they were talking about a whole lot of things relative to forgiveness and just kind of understanding like your inner child or your younger you and how that affects how you are in adulthood and that sort of thing. And they finally got to the marriage sort of thing after talking about all the other stuff for almost an hour.
Okay.
Right before they ended the video, this is a little bit of that clip where they finally got to that topic on Jesus' divorce.
All of these things, all of these themes, all of these moments in your life, some moments in my own life where you have made a conscious decision to move forward and to choose yourself.
Right.
But what we haven't talked about is your current marriage and your current situation. And I think it would be unfair to you to not address that in this space where we're being really open and honest. And it doesn't have to be the details of anything.
Right.
But if you've done all of this work and you've given yourself that grace and you've given yourself that space to grow and you've given yourself permission to love self, right? Then what happens when a man gets to the point where they're just like, okay, I'm filing for divorce?
Integrity intact. I could never say anything that would not honor somebody.
Absolutely.
But I can tell you that this has not been a easy journey. Right. I can tell you that I'm saddened. I can tell you that I'm disappointed. I can tell you that I'm uneasy, right? But again, like, God has put me in a different path, and that path is going to entail for me to take care of myself and to love myself and to be in the best situation that I can thrive as someone who's been through all the things that I've been through.
It's kind of something you can't explain.
Yeah, you can't. The real thing is, like, I don't like to fail in anything.
Me either.
And,
I don't want to lose. I don't want to fail.
I don't want to fail, especially when I know what
you've poured in.
Right. And, as I sit across from you, like, I can only be responsible for myself.
True.
And I can only do what I can do, right? And I can't expect someone else to do what I'm doing.
But did you go to therapy with her?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Right.
So you actually addressed it,
Right.
tried to work through it, tried to do the work, and it just was like not happening.
No.
Well, then shit, you tried.
Mhm.
I don't know about for you, but for me, it is a switch.
Right.
And when that switch
Is
goes
that what
off,
that was your switch?
go on. Yeah.
Right.
But you know, I had to realize for myself that anything that happened in the last, what was it, year and a half of my
Right.
life, that shouldn't have nothing to do with me.
And that's my
That didn't
point
have
of case.
anything to do with me. I was not embarrassed.
Right.
The way that Black people stood up for me
Mm-hmm.
and the way that Black women were like, oh no, you don't do that to her.
Mhm.
I was shocked
Mhm.
because I didn't realize that what I had done or what I've done in my career had so much impact.
You didn't realize that?
No, not at all. And I'm not even being like funny.
You're America's sweetheart. Like, it's crazy.
Well, shit.
it's like, what the hell? You don't know that?
I don't regard myself in that way because
Right.
it's always really about the work for me.
Well, I'm going to say this. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm sitting across from you,
Yeah.
which is why I wanted to have this conversation with you, because I want to personally tell you
Yeah.
that you embody
Yeah.
what a well-minded, grown-ass Black woman is supposed to be like. And we stand with you always. And the reason why I wanted to talk to you, because you are my sister. And this is a safe space for me to say what I need to say. Because at times when we're at our lowest, we need our sisters, just like you guys need your brothers. And that's why this conversation was so real, because I hope and I pray that this conversation can open up different conversations in our culture about being there for each other and not being at odds with each other, no matter what we've been through.
We'll post the rest of the video on the Facebook page, but we'll also post a link to the full video. Like I said, it was an hour-long interview, a little bit over an hour for Jeezy and Nia Long. It did seem like Jeezy was shooting a shot towards the end of that little clip.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm single, you single.
Right. Finally gonna come back to Black women now.
Right.
He wants the
so appropriate. Hey, since we done had this nice little conversation, let me tell you, you are perfection. You embody what a Black woman should be. Like, oh, okay, Jeezy.
Right. So talking about America's, I don't think Nia Long has been looked at as America's sweetheart, but she's just she embodies what the prototype of like just a well-rounded, smart Black woman, beautiful Black woman. You know what I mean? Super intelligent Black woman. So yeah, that's kind of always been her thing. You know what I mean? Just down to earth, cool. And I think Love Jones was what did it for me. Like that's when I was like, oh, I love Nia Long, you know, from Love Jones. So
love Nia Long.
Yeah. So but that was cool. I definitely got to watch that interview with Nia Long and Jeezy and check that out. Before we wrap things up, definitely want to talk about the new Tyler Perry documentary. It's going to be premiering on Amazon Prime on November 17th. You all have to check this film out. It's going to be called Maxine's Baby. It's called Maxine's Baby, the Tyler Perry story. And it's pretty much a documentary shot by the mother of Tyler Perry's child. I can't pronounce her name. I don't have her name.
Yeah, let's play the trailer real quick.
Has had 5 movies open #1 at the box office in the last 4 years. Spielberg, Tarantino, Scorsese? No. This record belongs to Tyler Perry.
How do you feel right now, sir? My problem, a lot of things in life is I float above it. That's just from childhood, that's from abuse. So every moment, it's like you're okay, you're safe. It's just emotion, it's just feeling, it's love.
Emmett Perry Jr. was his birth name. He changed his name to Tyler Perry because he had an estranged relationship with his dad.
I just could not understand how this man could look at me and hate me with such passion.
He had some horrific experiences that ultimately led to the characters he created and the imagination that he had.
We were so broke. We used to share burgers and talk about these great dreams that he had.
I had all these people tell me what I would never be. Nobody said what I could be. The thing that's amazing about Tyler is he broke every rule.
A studio executive said to him, black people don't go to the movies. They were just wrong on every count when it came to Tyler.
Tyler was making hit after hit, and finally, people had to wake up.
My mother said, don't you ever let anybody tell you who you are. You know who you are.
I can't watch it without cringing.
I think you crossed the line. What I will not do is change because some critics think it's not art.
Do not play him small, because he is not just some lucky Negro turned black man. There was no denying the talent and the power of Tyler Perry.
He paid attention to an audience that people ignored. In the middle of all of this success, I'm dealing with my mother slowly dying. I couldn't find my way out of it.
Everything that went wrong in your life is what made everything go right.
For this moment to happen for me is beyond anything I could have ever imagined.
He was resilient. He fought the demons, the dream snatchers, the haters. People saying you're not going to become, I have to become. And he became.
Tyler, I just want to tell you how blessed I am to have a son like you.
Let me tell you all, I went to the premiere this past Wednesday. The movie was amazing. It's beautiful. I'm an emotional type person, so I got emotional. It's definitely a little tearjerker. But just seeing the rise and just his story. I mean, we all know his story, but to really hear it in his words, it puts it on a whole nother level. And then just to know the adversity that he's been through, all that pain that he went through, the abuse that he endured and suffered from his father, really made him, he somehow just flipped it to be the man that he is today. It's so inspiring. And after you watch it, you'll feel like you can do anything. I mean, I know I can do any and everything that I put my mind to, but it's going to take lots of hard work, just like what he did too. Because one thing he says, you know, people, they criticize his work and everything, but look at all the records that he's broken.
Yeah.
For the first black man to own a movie studio when white Hollywood would say no to black projects.
Yeah.
So you have to look at it that way. That's why I've always had a deep respect for Tyler Perry, and I always will. And I know that we're going to be working together someday too. So you might want to save this little bite right here, because I'm telling you, we'll be working together. But it was amazing to see. And said, when I tell you, every black celebrity in Atlanta was there. It was crazy to be in the room with like everyone. The Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, former mayor of Atlanta, she was there. Reality stars were there. Spice, I was like, Spice is up in here. It was all the actors, Eva Marcel from his shows, like all the actors were there.
Oh, yeah.
It was so great to just be in a room full of black excellence, and everyone was just so friendly, nice, and just showing love. But to hear his story, and Tyler Perry was there too. So he came out, greeted the crowd, said what's up. And it was just, man, it was amazing. But the movie's dedicated to his mom, and you'll see why they call it Maxine's baby, because it was such an amazing story.
Yeah, he actually made several appearances, his rounds on The View. We do have a little bit of that interview.
Run laps when I got done. This was it was so well done. Yeah.
Oh,
so
thank you.
Really,
I'm very proud of them. They did a great job.
When I met Maxine through all of it, I didn't know her.
Yeah.
But it shows just how much you endured as a child. You
okay, wait a minute. That one took me, but you met, that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, how did it hit me that hard? Oh. You met my mother.
Yeah.
You met my mother through it, man. That's wow. Wow. Thank you.
It still gets
oh
you.
my God.
These things don't go away so fast.
To say that you met her through that, it takes me somewhere, because she, this woman endured so much pain. Yeah. And she didn't have some legacy, but she had me, and to say that I was able to introduce her to you, you got me there, man. I'm sorry. Lord have mercy. Thank you for that. I appreciate that very much.
Yeah. Yeah, there's more to that. I didn't want to belabor that, because don't need nobody to get teary-eyed. But yeah, I think it's just such a wonderful story. Even if you're not a fan of his work or you don't go and see, I think just knowing where he came from, and knowing that sort of situation of just the bouts of homelessness, coming up in a single parent household, kind of in impoverished sort of situations and things like that, to be towards a situation now to where you're creating opportunities for people, allowing not only have you lived your dreams, your wildest dreams, but your dreams have materialized into building dreams for other people. And I think that's really a mark of success, is when your life has so much overflow that it has monumental benefits for people beyond you or whatever. So that's what I like about Tyler. Even though I don't go see everything that he comes out with, I like the person of Tyler Perry that he is, because he gives so many people those opportunities that, like you said, would not normally come, whether it be from white Hollywood or even like I know a lot of people who are emerging in this industry, who are starting off in the backgrounds or in production, or they're actors, or they're starting off because Detroit has a similar kind of budding scene of these people, whatever. And I know that they don't have these opportunities coming to them. So it's like you have to create your own space. And the fact that Tyler has created that whole space, because what he also mentions in that interview with The View is that he's been able to give a lot of these legacy actresses and people like that, not only some opportunities, but also just to help them kind of turn upside down the way the industry was and how it has always reacted towards people not giving Black women their fair shares as far as payment and things like that, giving Cicely Tyson her legacy, one day at work, $1 million, like giving her back pay and things like that. So I love people who kind of respect other people's journeys and other people's lives and trying to sow into that based on what you have, because we have a whole lot of millionaires who worry about themselves and worry about their own families and their own inner circles. A lot of that richness and benevolence doesn't go outside of the people who they know. But I love Tyler is that, like, whatever case he is on or whatever he feels like doing, it doesn't have to be just that. Like we talked last week about him helping out the lady in South Carolina who was being targeted by that property company that was trying to buy her property and get her to move her house that's been in her family since after the Civil War or whatever. So he's always done things like that. So that's why I have so much love and support for Tyler Perry, Mr. Medea.
Yeah, he's such a selfless person. And just one more thing too, I think my takeaway from the film was just knowing that he made a real good point about you have to be able to forgive. This is like a big thing that I took away. You have to forgive people that have done you wrong, that, just didn't do right by you, like in life, because if you don't forgive them, it'll eat away at your soul. Case in point, he's still taking care of his father to this day. His father's alive, lives in this house that his mother lived in, because him and the father and mom, they were still together and living together, but he still takes care of his father, who used to abuse him and who still has not, in 2023 on this day, has not apologized for all of the horrible things that he's done to Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry still takes care of that man. It's unbelievable. But he's free. His soul is free, because again, he said it will eat up at your soul if you're harping on it, if you're worrying about it all the time. And so I took something away from that. So, recently I'm just saying, I forgive everybody that's just done me wrong in the past. I have to.
Yeah, I'm glad I learned that lesson years ago. I don't carry other people's baggage, because like for me, that like situation like that, like that's your bag. So I'm not gonna carry it and worry about it, whatever. But yeah, Tyler, I can't wait to watch the documentary. We're about a week out from it. I haven't seen it, but you have. So it comes out next week on the 17th on our Prime Video, Amazon Prime. So I'm looking forward to watching it next week from Mexico.
Yep. Hey, one more story before we wrap things up. You all know that Lauryn Hill, and we'll make this brief because I know we're a little bit over an hour, but Lauryn Hill got up on stage. Lauryn Hill, she's notorious for being late all the time, but at a recent concert this past week, she got up on stage and she had this to say. She finally addressed her being late, her tardiness all the time.
The amount of sacrifice. People say, hey, yeah, she's late. She's late a lot. Yo, y'all lucky I make it on this blood raw stage every night. do it. I do it because I stand here in the name of God, and I do it. God is the one who allows me to do it, who surrounded me with family and community when there was no support, when the album sold so many records, and no one showed up and said, hey, would you like to make another one? So I went around the world and I played the same album over and over and over and over and over again. Because we're the survivors. And we're not just the survivors, we're the thrivers. And not only do we want to thrive, but we want to see everyone thrive. We want to see everyone live.
Well,
so why you late again? So why was you late again?
and don't put God into it. Don't say it's because of God. Like you're and let's be clear. Like for the people out there,
God is an on-time God. So I don't even know what she's talking about.
Right. So let's be clear. It's not like she's 15, 20 minutes late. We're talking 3 hours late for a concert, and it's not fair for your fans to spend their hard-earned money to go see your show. It's not fair. So just take accountability. And for people that don't take accountability, I don't like that. I don't like that. I think it's not cool. And I'm just surprised that people, when she said, like, you be lucky I made it up on stage. Be lucky. Y'all
That's
should
a cult of celebrity. That's what I always tell you, black folk. We got this thing to where, like, celebrities, we're going to give you freedom and license to do stupid stuff, and we're going to be okay with it. Like that, that's been her name in the industry for years. Like, we've always known that she's late. She doesn't show up. She cancels shows or whatever. And I was really shocked that she put together like this tour, and like this multi-city tour, going through. And I was like, oh, people are actually going to support her and do that. And lo and behold, now we're finding there was a canceled show. I think this week or last week, there was a canceled show. LA, she was there. That where she was speaking from. That was Los Angeles. So she showed up there, but she was late to that show or whatever. But yeah, you can't do that, because understanding that, like, not everybody lives the life that you live. Like, some people live their life on a time schedule. Some people don't have the luxury to be afforded to show up when they're ready to show up or to do what they need to do. They got to go to work or whatever. So, but they love you so much in their fandom that they want to support you. And a lot of people may not live there. I saw a tweet where someone said that they drove 4 hours. In them driving 4 hours, they have kids. So not only did they drive 4 hours to the show, but they had to arrange for daycare or a babysitter for them for that time while they were away or whatever, only to be arriving to the show and then find out after the show was supposed to have started, not even prior to the show starting, but to find out after the show was supposed to start that now the show is canceled. And I've already spent money on daycare and whatever outfit, because black people, we're gonna buy a new outfit.
We're gonna buy outfits, and we're gonna get our hair done. We're gonna get haircuts to go out.
Going all that stuff. So they put all that into it, and driving 4 hours, which meant they probably had to leave a little bit early or get off work a little bit early.
I've even had to take
a day off or something like that or whatever. So absolutely what you said, like, you as an artist, and if you want to be an artist with any sort of longevity and be able to maintain some goodwill of the fans, you got to understand that people want to support you. You need to make it easy for them to support you. And when they are supporting you, you don't do stuff like that. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm late. You better be glad I came. What?
Disrespect.
Girl, I paid you to come. Like, you better be glad.
Yeah, disrespect.
And I decided to pay you to come, because otherwise, without us and these fans, you wouldn't be living the lifestyle that you're living. And I think that's what a lot of these artists forget, is that these fans afford them that lifestyle that they live, to show up, to not have to wake up at 8 or 9 o'clock or earlier that some of us have to do, or to have to get a 9 to 5 and be there when we want to. She gets to do something that she loves to do, gets to explore her creativity and share that with the world. Girl, we don't need to be happy. You need to be happy that God has afforded you with that lifestyle. And then subsequently, you need to act like you are pleased with getting that from God, but also thankful and show some appreciation to the fans who also have been with you for well over 20 years now.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you 110%. So look, we're going to wrap up the show. We really appreciate you all checking it out. I don't see why people, spend their money on Lauryn Hill.
And I like Lauryn Hill.
I love her too.
I love, like, as an artist, like, she is probably, like, I would put her in my top 3.
Yeah,
like,
Miseducation of
like
Lauryn
her
Hill.
album, like that Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, like that's probably one of my top 5 albums ever made, ever. So I wanted to go, and actually she's coming to Detroit in a couple of weeks. She's coming the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. I'll be in Mexico, so I ain't gonna see her. But
she's gonna cancel that show anyway.
Right.
She's gonna cancel. She's gonna say it's too cold outside.
It's too cold, or she's gonna be late or something. So yeah, I'll let y'all know what happens to the Detroit show, because that's on the 21st.
That's a wrap for Everybody Mad Live podcast. As always, we really appreciate you all checking us out. We had a real good show. You can follow us all the time, at Everybody Mad Live podcast on all social media platforms. And we are on YouTube too. So make sure that you check us out. Make sure that you hit that thumbs up button, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And you can follow me at Kenya Kabeen on all social media platforms. Kenya Kabeen 1 on Facebook.
Yep, and you can follow me at Say It